Hello again, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia. My name is Mars, and today we're going to be going over a few starter tips for people who are wanting to give this game a try. Right now is probably the best time to get started, given all of the second anniversary events and freebies and quality of life changes and all that other stuff that has been in the game lately. So if you've even considered getting into it, now is definitely the best time to do so. And since I just went through the new player process, I can hopefully give you some insights on some things that can help make your experience better. Because for a little bit, I didn't quite understand the game. I didn't quite get what to do, but after I got some direction from other people, it definitely helped quite a lot. So I've broken it down into a few pointers that you can follow yourself. Starting with my first piece of advice, which is to get your hands on an EX weapon or a CP70 weapon. And what an EX weapon is a weapon that has a CP of 70, and I'll go ahead and show some clips that show what those look like. These weapons ultimately give you the most power possible in the game from the characters that you acquire with them, so it is one of the best ways to get yourself up and running and clearing content more easily. So the way that you want to do that is when you're brand new in the game, you want to head, as soon as you're able to, you got to get past the tutorial stuff, go into the draws and shops area on the right hand side, and then each of these banners, there's 4 of them currently, there may be 3 or 4 or 5 or whatever when you play it, but right here where it says multi-draw 10+1, I'm trying to show it with my little icon, but hard to do without moving it, but where for me it says multi-draw 10+1 for 5,000 gems, if it's a new banner and you haven't pulled on it before, you can do a single pull for free. And that free pull can get you an EX weapon. So when you're brand new to the game, go to all 4 of the banners and do your free 10+1 summon and look for one of those CP70 EX weapons and then use that character because that will be your best character. You can, of course, choose to re-roll for a specific character or a specific weapon if you so desire. If that is not your mojo, then of course you can just play the game and get the gems as you go along. Every 5k gems you get, throw it at the banner of your choice, though I would recommend that you use the same banner over and over again so that you can get the green tokens. I can't remember what they're called. They're these guys up here. With these green tokens, you're able to get a EX weapon once you've done a total of 15 10+1 summons. So anyways, my recommendation is to go ahead and get a hold of an EX weapon. So let's say we've got our EX weapon and we are ready to roll. We're excited to get into the world of Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia. Your next step is to go ahead and go to the quests icon from the right hand tab. And in this area, you'll see a whole bunch of stuff that you can do. You can practice up in some of the story worlds out here. But the most important place I'd say you should go is to the Mogs Gym, which is under Events. And then you go right here to Mogs Gym Novice and Mogs Gym Intermediate. And these are designed to be very easy to complete quests. So take your character that has their EX weapon, equip it to them, and run into the Mogs Gym. These are pretty easy to complete. They are quest level 3 and 5 for the beginner ones, and then I don't think they're much harder for the intermediate ones. I don't remember. I did it on day 1. Okay, they go up to quest level 40, right? But the reason you want to do the Mogs Gym is because these are one-time completion quests that give you a ton of helpful resources as a new player. So it gives you a bunch of first-time complete stuff, and it also gives you tokens that you can take to the token exchange. You'll see there's a lot of different ones here, but you'll see the most important one is the Mogs Gym right here. Now, I've already bought out most of the stuff from my Mogs Gym, but this is where you can get crystals, you can get power orbs, you can get, oh, I wish it would show it. You can get chocobo down, or the chocobo feathers, the things that you can level your characters with. So that's basically your one-stop shop where you can buy everything that you need to level up the character that you just got, okay? So when I did this, it was Golbez. I got Golbez, I got his EX weapon. I was like, cool, Golbez is awesome, let's clear these easy stages. I got a bunch of tokens, and then I use those tokens to level up my character. So that's the next tip I would give, is to level up a character to max as soon as possible. And I can show you how to do that right now. You can buy the stuff you need to level up a character in the Mogs Gym token exchange. And then once you have the materials you need, you can go to the enhancement section. And there's 2 things that you need to level up with your character right off the bat. The first is crystal strength, and the other one is level up. Level up is pretty easy. It's it's kind of what you would expect from a game like this with leveling a character. When you fuse the resources into a new character, it increases their level. So I just got Aranea today, so let's go ahead and use her as an example. I can put these Chocobo down in here, which you can buy at the Mogs Gym, and it will level her up. And so I can go ahead and throw as many as I want in there, no problem. And now she's level 50. Cool. But the thing you'll notice is that characters in Opera Omnia can get to level 70 right now. So you're wondering, well, how do I get her to 70? And that's where the... Oh, yeah. I'll get to this in a minute. You get rank up whenever your character's level. So we'll talk about that in a second. So the other thing is crystal strength. This is another important area to level your characters. As you can see on the left-hand side, you've got all these crystals that you can collect and then you use to awaken abilities within your characters. So if we were continuing with Aranea, I can see all of the different abilities that I can unlock. Luckily, it's a very fast process because if it has a red border around it, you can level up to that level and every level before it. So I can scroll all the way down and you can buy all these crystals that you need in the Mogs Gym shop, right? So you can do it like me, where you're doing it all in one batch if you have everything you need. And if you don't, you can buy it from the Mogs Gym. But I happen to have all the crystals I need to maximize Aranea's crystal level. So I'm going to go ahead and tap that one, and it's going to consume all of these resources here. And off they go. Now her crystal level, or her crystal strength, which shows up in this corner right here, is now at 70, which is maximum. And as part of that, it increases her level maximum to 70 as well. So if I wanted to use the materials here in the area with the chocobo feathers, I could go ahead and select her. I don't even know if I could get her to 70 with these. Yeah, I can't. I might save some just in... Yeah, I'm not gonna use all of them on her right now. I'm gonna save some. But yeah, that's where you could do that. Now, you'll get them as high as you can. Maybe you won't be able to max them out just yet, but that's totally fine. Because the next pointer that I have is once you have a character that you can use to carry your party, I recommend going into the cycle quest for the golden cactuar. So this tip is going to help you rank up very, very quickly, and it's going to give you a ton of gems in a very short amount of time. So this is a trick that somebody else taught me, and it totally changed my game experience. But basically, work through each of these the first time, and the golden cactuar stage is open on Sundays, I believe, but you can open it at any time by using a cycle quest key, as long as you have those. And I think you get some pretty easily. Like, I have 18 of them, and I haven't really used many. So anyways, this trick is to help you rank up quickly and get a lot of gems. And the reason you want to do this is a few reasons. Number one, of course, is you get a lot of gems. Number two is you get a lot of potions, and there's a lot to it. So what you want to do is you want to have your carry character. I usually use Golbez for mine since he can hit all enemies, but you can use whichever character it is that you happen to pull. And then you want to grab, I sort my characters by level. And then I think I do it in this direction, so it's descending. Yep. So you want to do this where you grab your carry character in one slot, and then you have 2 level 1 characters in your other slot. And I don't know why I still have Chocobo as my Esper. Doesn't matter. I have auto battle off, begin, and it'll have me choose a friend unit. When your rank goes up, your friend unit options are better, so this is one important reason why you would want to increase your rank, so you can find better friend units to use. But before you go in, this is an experience dungeon, so what you want to do to make this method work is use a Tome of Training, and this will give you 3 times the amount of experience within 15 minutes. So you can go as quick as you can and get as many re-clears as possible, and that will help you get a lot of levels on these characters that you bring in. So my Golbez can just hit everything, kill them all. If your character that you're using as a carry doesn't have AoE abilities, it's totally fine. I just use Golbez because he's faster. And he does quite a lot of damage. My Golbez, he's basically as powerful as Golbez can possibly be, and I've only been playing for a week, which is it's kind of amazing. All right, so that was super fast, super easy. Now we're going to get to this screen, and we're going to see both Cyan and Vincent are going to get a ton of experience. All right, they're going to level all the way to 29. So what that did was it gave us 28 additional levels for each of them. Now, your rank in this game is determined by all of the levels of all of your characters added together. So this is going to give me 5 or 6 ranks, just from that one clear that took me like 20 seconds tops, right? So every time you rank up, you get a potion, and you get 100 gems. So I just got 500 gems for clearing that one time, and I got 5 potions, which is great, especially when you're starting off. The other reason you want to do this is because in the World of Illusions, there is an energy system, and I think it's one of the only energy systems in the game. If you want to refresh using potions, you can for these stages, but you want to do that once your rank is 200 or higher so that you're refilling the maximum amount of energy, since that's your maximum rank. So I recommend doing that on repeat, basically. So once I've done it with this party of level 1 characters, I swap them out for 2 new level 1 characters and then just run it again. And that's plus another 5 or 6 rank with another 500 or 600 gems, and it's easy peasy. That'll get your rank up super fast. I think the first time I did it, I got 15 or 20,000 gems just in like an hour and a half or so. Very, very fast, and it gets you into the game very quickly. Now, once you've done that, you're probably able to pull on some more banners, probably able to do some more of that stuff. The next tip for you is to make sure that you invest in your character's weapons. So I'll go ahead and model it right here, right now. All of the characters that have EX weapons have weapons that are at a CP of 15 and a CP of 35 as well. So let's scroll down to Aranea. I have all of her weapons down here somewhere. All right, so we can see here with Aranea, I have 5 of her CP 35 weapons, and I have 3 of her CP 15 weapons, and then I have way too many of her EX. Okay, this is not... My luck is ridiculous in this game sometimes. I don't understand it. I literally pulled more of her EX weapon than her CP 15, which is insane. So, if you want to max out your Aranea, you got to invest in all 3 of her weapons, and there's a best way to do it, and I'll show you how that is. So, let's start with her. You always want to start with the weakest weapon to invest in, because you will eventually sell it and receive materials that you can then use to enhance the next weapon. So let's take this one as an example. I'm going to take her CP 15 weapon. And I'm going to go ahead and limit break it, and that enhances the little crystals up here in this icon. So I need to limit break it a 3rd time, and you can use limit break orbs here for this, and you'll see how to get these in a second. So I'm going to go ahead and use those, and then in order to max it out, you also have to level it up. So I'm going to go ahead and throw some of these at it, and now this weapon will be max level and maximum limit broken. Oh, it's beautiful. You'll see that it levels out, and then its portrait changes to like this blue color that's really pretty, and you unlock a passive ability. So this is why you want to max out the low level weapons, right? It'll give a new passive ability to that character. Now, of course, we're not going to use this weapon because it's not her best one. And the nice thing is, when you see that red check there in the bottom corner, that means that this weapon's passive has been learned already. And since we're not going to actually use the weapon on Aranea, we can actually sell it. And this is what makes the system so helpful, is that now that I have this weapon and it's passive already, I don't actually need the weapon anymore. So I'm going to sell it, and in return, because I've limit broken it 3 times, I'm going to get 4 of these power orbs in return, which is great, because now I can use these on my next weapon that I'm going to work on. So then you would go from there and work on her CP 30 weapon. This is assuming, of course, you have all the weapons, and I would recommend you get to that point, like with your first character, pull on their banner till you get all the weapons you need. So with this one, since I have extra copies, I don't have to use the limit break orbs over here. I can just use copies of her weapon, and then I can max out the level and the limit break. And all of these materials are farmable, with the exception of like the limit break orbs. Those are a little bit harder to get your hands on, but they're not too bad. Now this one is max level and max limit break, and we got a new passive for Aranea. So now we're done with her CP 35 weapon, and we can sell it as well. Now that it is done, we can unlock it, and we can go back to sell it, which is really nice. You don't have to have it cluttering your inventory, and you can sell the other copies of it too. So I know I had one left over, so let's find that one. You can readily see it by the red check in the bottom left corner of the portrait, so we can sell both of these and get a bunch of orbs back. And then you can use those orbs on any other character. Super, super helpful. And the reason you start with the weakest weapon first is so that you're refunding your orbs. With your EX weapon, you will not sell that one. Do not sell your EX weapons unless you have just so many of them, like Like, I could sell one of Zach's because I have a spare one, but there are reasons you would keep it. Now, here's Arenea's EX weapon. This is her best one and the one that we're going to keep. So I'm going to go ahead and limit break it. If you wanted to keep the extra copies of her CP70 weapon, you could, and just use limit break orbs instead. I'm not going to do that because I'm still not at the point where I can just max out spare weapons for ingots and stuff, and we'll show that off in a second. But I'm going to go ahead and max this one out, max that level. Alright, so this is going to be max limit broken, maximum level, beautiful. And this is her weapon that she'll actually use in battle, so we're not going to sell it, we're just going to keep it locked. And like the other ones, it also gives her a new passive effect. So this is phenomenal for her. And this is the basics of how you invest in your character's weapons, okay? You either use those limit breaking orbs or copies of the weapon to bring it to the next level. Now what you see here, now that I have it at maximum limit break with maximum level, is that it says it's realizable. This is your next tier of investing, and I'll just cover it super quickly, just so that you know what it looks like. You can realize a weapon once you have it maxed out, and it's a CP70 weapon, by selecting it there, and it requires one of these books in order to do it, the Book of Ruins Mysteries. And these are pretty hard to get. Not gonna lie, there are not very many of them available in the game. So look for events or look for first time clear rewards or things like that that will give you this or the pages to build this, and that can give you what you need to realize a weapon, and that basically resets it to 0 limit breaks and allows you to limit break it further, so it makes it even more powerful. All right, and it's and you get an ingot for doing that, which is an important part of it. Now, if I wanted to limit break it all the way, I can go ahead and throw those ingots into it, which I happen to have beforehand. They're pretty hard to come by, and then I can throw all of these in there, and boom. Now, this is a maximum power weapon for Arenea, and it turns purple when you have it fully maxed out like that. So that's how you invest in characters' weapons. You follow a very similar process for armor. But that's how you level up your characters. You do the same sort of thing for their armor. You get their bonus sphere when you max out their weapon, so yeah, that's basically it. You basically follow this process for armor, except you don't pull armor pieces. You purchase armor from a token shop using armor tokens that you collect from stages or from events in the game. And I think that just about covers the gist of the stuff that you need to know to get started. From there, you're basically free to explore the world of Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia, whether it's the story stages, the events that are over here, the lost chapters to unlock new characters, the world of illusions to work on your Esper boards, or Dimension's End, which is, you know, the end game content that you hopefully aspire to reach. So that just about covers it. If you have additional tips that you would give to other Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia players who are joining for the first time, please comment them down below. I've only been playing for a week and a day or something like that, or a week and 2 days, so I by no means know a lot about this game. I really don't. I'm going to defer to commenters and other people to help leave some of that advice down in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see everybody in the next video.